We're the United States of America. Unity and oneness is what we're made of. One nation under God, it's plain to see. We're showing the whole world what a country should be. United we stand in America, hand in hand in America. Together as one in a land that we love. United we stand in America.
Good morning, everyone out there. Welcome to Changing Times. It is Wednesday, September 24th, and we are live at Axe Media Group headquarters in Springfield, Missouri. And this is show number 225. And I'm Lynn Morris, and you are?
Dr. Mary Byrne.
Yes, you are. And I tell you what, we have a great show lined up today. We always have great shows. We welcome everybody all over the country and other countries that come in. We are going to have a show today. It's a tribute show to honor Charlie Kirk. I think most people, if you didn't know who he was, now you do. Mm-hmm. And I think there's still people learning just exactly how amazing that young man was. And he's not done with all the things that he's doing and his family's doing. And we have two great young men here today. And we'll get right in and talk about them and find out what they're doing, because they're part of the Turning Point USA movement, and we want to make sure that this whole show is about that. But before we actually introduce our two people, we've got another 4-minute song that I want people to listen to. This man is Dennis B. Adams, and he is a country music singer from Springfield, Missouri, and he wrote a tremendous tribute honoring song for Charlie Kirk right after he was assassinated, and you know, it just instantly made it all the way through YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, everything. It was just all over social media, and there's several different people that did that. This is the one I think that is really pretty good. It really describes Charlie Kirk.
Apparently, I'm going to be the guy writing all the musical eulogies this year for all the people we're losing. And today we had a pretty big loss. I literally wrote this song in 3 hours, and because I don't have a title for it, I'm just going to call it Charlie. Here we go.
He was born with a fire, with a voice full of fight, a small town believer in what he felt was right. From campus to Congress, from podcast to stage, he carried the message from youth into age. He spoke with conviction, he stood through the storm, a lightning rod soul in a world being torn. They tried to outshout him, but he wouldn't fold. He carried the flag, he carried it bold. Now the mic's gone quiet, and the lights have been low. A warrior for truth, taken too soon to go. But we won't forget him, his name won't be dust. He carried the flag, now it's passed on to us. He talked about freedom, faith and the land, spoke straight to the heart with a Bible in hand. Not everyone liked him, but he never backed down. Now the angels are listening while he speaks to the crown. Now the mic's gone quiet and the lights have been low. A warrior for truth, taken too soon to go. But we won't forget him, his fire, his trust. He carried the flag, now it's passed on to us. If you're laughing and You're letting truth die. There's no honor in hate, no excuse for that grin. That kind of darkness is a soul's deepest sin. We'll gather our voices, stand tall through the pain, raise up the torch and speak loud in his name. Not with anger but courage, not with hate but with grace, to honor the man who once lit up this place. Yeah, the mic's gone quiet, but his echo remains in the hearts of the many who walk in his lane. We won't let it die, we'll rise if we must. He carried the flag, now it's passed on to us. He carried the flag, and he carried it true. Now it's up to me, and it's up to you.
I think that really describes Charlie Kirk. I think about Charlie Kirk, and I think about that I'd call him a modern day disciple. I talk about and I think about all the disciples that Jesus had, and none of them, except one, lived, right?
John.
Yeah.
John
And
on Patmos.
they tried to burn him in water, and and he survived. And then they sent him, exiled him someplace and to die, and he finally died. But modern day disciple is, and probably the best that we've ever had, Charlie Kirk. I want to just start out by I looking at things every week, trying to find little quotes, and I think this is a pretty good one. I know that all of us, you guys are younger than Dr. Mary and I are, but I think all of our moms have taught us as we were growing up that if you didn't have anything good to say, don't say it. Don't say it.
That's the Bambi rule.
I remember my
That's
mom
right.
telling my brother and I that many times.
Mhm.
Here's the deal. I think this is really good. Silence is often misinterpreted, but never misquoted. You're not going to misquote silence. And so I really think that, some of the things that we even watched on Sunday when they had that tremendous honoring and service for Charlie, there was negativity going on and stuff like that. There's just no place for that, and so that's why I wanted to.
And how
make-
inappropriate, if with Erica being there, a new widow with 2 children, 3 and under.
Right.
The callousness was very disturbing, but on the other hand, it was very clarifying. That's what Charlie was trying to convert he did preach the gospel, but it's because in his life, he understood that was where the real power for change came from.
Well, and she said it best. I mean, you don't fight hate with hate.
That's right.
But anyway, I'm going to get started here because Brett Roussell, that's you. And I tell you, Brett is and both of you got a lot of pressure on you guys, the young people. I know for people like Dr. Mary and I, we're going to pledge, and we've always tried to work with young people. We absolutely know that the future of our country is dependent on you guys, dependent on young men and young women growing up and understanding what our country's all about, what Christ is, who Christ is. You got to know all that stuff. And we have the best chance right now in this country, we have the best chance to continue what Charlie Kirk started. A lot of pressure on you all in Turning Point, but something that I just heard. We got a little baby in the background too, so that's awesome though. So
Sound effects.
That's John's little girl. But anyway, something I just heard on my phone. I saw on my phone as I pulled in today at the studio. Oklahoma They announced it this morning, is the first state in our country to have a Turning Point organization in every high school that gives out a diploma in Oklahoma. Can you imagine? Every high school. That's awesome.
I saw that last night, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the
So
governor announced it.
the governor. And so think about that. That is amazing because we're going to be having Bill Federer here in October,
Yes.
thanks to Dr. Mary and you know, he is the historian's historian.
Yeah.
He knows history. He knows Christian history. He knows everything, and he knows how history's been altered and changed, deleted, done all kinds of things, and we're going to get it right. In Oklahoma, they're going to get it right, and hopefully other states will be bold enough and brave enough to do the right thing and allow turning points in everywhere. Thank you to you. You were the president of Turning Point in Ozark.
I was just going to say all those chapters need leaders.
Yeah.
And
so you helped start it,
mhm.
and now we've got you're the president of Christian County, the entire county's organization.
Okay.
So it's expanded.
Yes.
How many members do you have now?
Right about 135.
135,
Yep.
and that's quite a bit more than what you had.
So how many schools throughout the county?
So so there's a lot of young people, a lot of from Ozark and Nixa, but Nixa just started their Turning Point
Okay.
chapter this week.
Okay.
They started a new chapter there.
All right.
And then the reason we started a Christian County Turning Point chapter is because we couldn't find anybody in our high school willing to sponsor the club, so we had to do it as a county hub.
Okay.
So we did that. And then doing that, we had a lot of young people, old people, both joining the chapter. Now we're at 135.
Okay.
And then so
It's just going to continue to grow.
Exactly.
I predict
every day it
that
grows more.
you guys at Missouri State and any high school, county, whatever, and I would urge teachers. There's got to be Christian teachers. There's got to be Christian leaders in the school system. You guys need to step up. You need to step up and help these young people. I think that's ridiculous that Nixa was having a hard time too.
Yes.
I talked to Bridget
Yes.
Bidger,
I talked to Bridget.
school board member
Yes.
yesterday on the phone, and she said they thought they had one,
Right.
but they had trouble. And I said, well, that disappoints me
Yes.
that you don't have a leader in the school system that understands the importance of that.
Yes.
So schools, step up,
Yeah.
step up. So tell us a little bit about yourself. So you, how many years were you a president? 2 years? Did you?
I started it last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm still a senior at Ozark this year.
Okay. You're still a senior at
Yes.
Ozark. So what are you going to do after you get out of high school?
I'm going to go to MSU and I'm going to major in finance or something like probably
Okay.
finance.
Okay. And you're
Yeah.
going to stay active and you're going to be working
Yep.
with
Join the
MSU
MSU
chapter?
chapter.
Okay.
Yes.
All righty. And what made you decide to do that? I mean, that's a bold step for a young person.
Well, like I said last time I was on, I was at the Cultural Impact Conference last year.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I first heard about Turning Point. I knew who Charlie Kirk was, but I didn't know anything about Turning Point. So they had a field rep there, and he helped me start the chapter. He asked if we had another
Brian Roman. that one?
Brian Roman does help me a lot, but my field rep is Nathan.
Okay.
But Brian Roman, he helps a lot because he has
Yes.
Turning Point Faith in Christian County,
Yes.
and he does a lot of good things.
I don't know where he gets the energy.
I don't either.
Yeah,
To be quite honest, he has more energy than me.
I know.
He was at
Yes.
he was at the fundraiser for
Yes, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
Yep.
Representative Greg
Yes.
last Saturday night. Or
Yep.
Friday night.
Friday night. Yeah.
Friday night. Yeah, you were there. I
Yes.
appreciate you being there
Yes.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I tell you what, and I think that I'm really glad we'll be talking about what MSU does here
Mhm.
in just a moment. But I'm really glad that you're involved in doing that, and I'm really glad that you've expanded it to the county wide. Because honestly, you guys, young people, young men, young women,
Mhm.
you all are the catalyst that's going to keep this thing going.
Mhm.
You started it, you're going to keep it going. But I'm glad you kind of included some of the older folks because we may not have the energy that you
Mhm.
have, but we do have just life skills and things
Yeah.
and work skills that we've developed over all these years. and hopefully most of them are good that we can help you all with.
Right.
And I think it will even be better because I really believe what Charlie has started is just basically a very positive revolution and change for our country. You've got to be patriotic. You've got to understand the Constitution. You've got to understand where we came from, the founding fathers. You got to know all that stuff.
And that it was good. That's what Charlie's message was. It was good. And he was, I understand how you make enemies against godless Marxists. if you're saying exactly the opposite of what they're saying, they don't like that.
Well, the fact is that he was willing to talk and listen and debate anyone, anywhere. And that's amazing because a lot of people, once somebody has an opposite opinion, they start getting mad and not wanting to talk it out. You got to talk it out.
Right.
And I think that's amazing. So do you see yourself as someone that after you get out of college and you're working and things like that, are you still going to be somebody that can keep helping this movement?
Yes, I see myself staying involved, hopefully for the rest of my life, because I want to be involved in politics and Turning Point as much as I can.
Well,
yeah, and the founders actually set up public schools to educate people to self-govern and to engage in government.
Yes.
And when this whole culture of workforce development came into it's not even education, it's a job training program. And so it's been hijacked. But the whole point was to teach free citizens that you never stop fighting for your freedom.
Right.
And you have to use debate within our government process to protect that freedom because government will encroach on you. The founders knew that.
Right.
So debate was a communication skills period was fundamental to preserving the republic. So I've just done presentations to adults who didn't know that because they've been raised in a generation of workforce development. I'm all about people working. Don't forget that. But the reason you take my private dollars to fund public schools is to protect the republic, not to subsidize the workforce development of corporations. They've got that wrong. So that's my messaging, and I keep saying that.
Yeah.
That's how we defend the republic. It's not just kinetic war.
Right.
It's your ideas and your communication skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so Brett, what have you got going on in Christian County? You have a regular monthly meeting, right?
We're gonna do monthly meetings regularly, and then we just need to find a meeting space because since we're not at the school anymore, I don't know that they're going to let us meet there even after the school day's over, of course. I don't know that they're going to let us meet there. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get somebody to sponsor a chapter at the school. So we'll have a school chapter and a community chapter because I know that there's so many people in the community, like you said, that want to be involved with Turning Point. And that's a big part of the reason why we did it as a county chapter because I think it's important for young people. A lot of young people, especially now, they don't have the Christian influences that I grew up with or figures in their lives that are going to mentor them the right way. So I think it's important to have people like you guys in our chapters to mentor us and tell us how things are supposed to be done and help us and guide us along our way.
So do you have public libraries with meeting rooms?
I think the public library does have a meeting room.
See,
Yeah, they do. But
the library center,
Mhm.
you just, as long as you have a membership there, you can
Right.
schedule a meeting
Okay.
rooms.
Our problem,
Yeah.
though, here in Christian County, we've got 4 great libraries, but we don't have, and they have free meeting rooms,
Right.
but they don't have room for more than about 35 or 40 people. And honestly, I see Christian County having more than 35 or 40 people at a meeting.
Right.
So I'm going to help you find a place. Let me ask you this. Somebody like Christina Tonsing, that's a school board, strong Christian school board member, can she be, or does it have to actually be a teacher or administrator for the school? Can
To
somebody
sponsor
like
So I've been talking to Christina. She's been helping me find a sponsor for a school
Okay,
chapter.
and I'm going to help you find
I
one
don't
too.
think I don't think a school board member can sponsor a club, but she's
Okay.
been helping me find people to sponsor it.
Well, I'm an old school board member. She's a younger
Yes.
school board
Right.
member, and I want to help you too because
Yes.
I know how important it is. I want all the schools around this area, all the ones in Christian County and Greene County,
Mm-hmm. Right.
everywhere else in Southwest Missouri. I'd love to get just a movement going where all these schools. I'm going to be talking over to Clever and everywhere, Billings, Sparta.
And I know Marshfield's about to start a chapter there.
Yeah,
And they're starting a Turning Point Faith chapter as well.
Wonderful.
Well, see,
Yes.
and this is the time right now to do it. This
Right.
is the time to do it.
And that's what happens when you make a martyr. Is that people start to understand that they can't rely on one individual anymore. They're going to have to take up the mantle.
Right.
So and that's a consistent pattern throughout history. As you make a martyr, then you're making more enemies. Really? Yeah. So that was a miscalculation on the shooter's part.
Oh,
but
yeah.
what was amazing was Erica's act of forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get what she was saying. Charlie would want it because I would be fighting myself, over that.
Right.
But you do it for your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get over it. I mean, you get over that hump of yourself.
Right.
And yes, Jesus would want it, but it's a dedication to her marriage.
Yes.
And that was something Charlie was about, which is why I'm so thrilled you brought the baby today, because Charlie was all about families and babies.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, he encouraged you young people, and you've got a good start because you've got two. He encouraged people. He encouraged, I had three, but he encouraged young people to get married, stay married, and have a bunch of kids.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And right now we're not having enough kids to even keep our population going.
To occupy until he comes, right?
Right.
and so, but when I think about Ms. Kirk, what she was saying, and I can't imagine how hard it had to be for her to be up there and speaking. But the one word I told my wife, Jan, and I watched all 5 hours of it, and we sat there, and I said, well, the one word I would describe Ms. Kirk is courageous. Courageous. A faithful, courageous person. But courageous is then, I just thought, how much courage did it take to do what she did? Okay. And a lot of us that are strong Christians, I know myself that I didn't. I think I've forgiven everybody that's been in my life, and especially when you get into politics and done all the things that I've done. There's some things that really get to be pretty dirty and pretty hateful, but I think I have forgiven everybody. But I can't say that I was like Erica, that I was able to in
Had
1
your
week's
future
time,
taken, yes.
one
Yes.
week's time, say I've forgiven
Yeah.
the person that killed my husband. I think it took time for me to process. Everybody's going to be different, but for her, I think she's an amazing lady, and she's going to be a tremendous leader for you all. And so,
What I was excited about is I wondered how is this going to happen? She's going to be the CEO of Turning Point, but is she going to do the debates now?
Right.
What about those two kids? And then I saw the schedule of
Yes.
events over the next year,
End of the year, I think.
and huge national figures
Oh,
are going
yeah.
to be
yeah.
taking Charlie's spot. And
Right.
I was so excited because it's Charlie multiplied,
Right.
and that's amazing.
Right. And you can see the amazing organization that you all have that Charlie developed, because when those speakers came up, different positions in Turning Point, every one of them, man and woman, they were awesome in speaking. They were just absolutely
And in our
to the point.
government.
And so you can see the leadership, the type of people that he got around him and you all to do what you've been able to do in a short period of time.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
reassuring to see Marco Rubio.
Yeah, he
Give
actually,
his-
I thought, a lot of people thought he gave maybe the best speech.
Well, it was the most succinct, but he's used to debating.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah. Well, I thought what he said was
Yeah.
exactly what we
Spot
needed
on.
to hear.
So, John, how did you get involved in Turning
Yeah.
Point?
Well, I'd say for the past almost 10 years now, I've been listening to political podcasts, and
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
Kirk was kind of not the main one I listened to, but when I was aware of one that I put on every now and then. And then I started going back to school last year. I'm an adult student, and I took this class, freshman orientation or freshman seminar, something like that. And they told us they introduced student organizations, and I was looking to maybe join a conservative group or look into one. And then Turning Point, there it is.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go to any of the meetings my first semester due to class scheduling, but semester after that I started going to meetings, and it was a small fun group of kids. I think it was like 6 or 7 of them.
Any other adult students you could connect with?
We're getting some now,
Uh-huh.
and I'm really glad about that. So, but no, I just just kind of joined up, and last semester we had Yeonmi Park, and that really kind of got me more interested in things. And then at the end of the semester, they needed someone to be an officer, or else the
Mhm.
chapter would have had to fold.
Yeah.
So I just threw my hat in the ring and stood up for
Thank
that.
you for doing that.
Problem, but
What does your wife think?
gets him out of the house for an hour during the week, so
That's
gives
funny.
her some time to read what she likes to do and all that. So
Yeah. Yeah, but you make some good friends in
And
organizations
you serve
like
as
that.
vice president, right?
yeah,
And then Megan
Megan Hartman, she's the president.
is the president.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She couldn't make it here today. She had clinicals, so
Yeah. Yeah, she told me she was a nursing student.
Yeah.
My wife was a
What's
nurse.
your major?
general business.
General business. There you are. Y'all have something in common
Right.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, you said general business, but you also said there was something you were thinking about minoring in.
Yeah, I was kind of torn between poli-sci and electronic media. So,
I might have to hold her.
oh yeah,
Is
she's
that
being kinda
okay?
fussy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, this is our first baby that we've had on our show, but I have no problem with that at all. And so she'll be the star of the show. If she just kind of looks at that little flower, they're going to see her really well. But no, so I think either one of those two would be very interesting too, because electronic media, obviously, that's the future. The technology keeps advancing, and that's how you communicate. I don't think TV and radio, I don't know if it's ever going to go away, but it doesn't seem to be near as important as
Oh yeah.
everything that's the media type things. And the other thing that, in political science, I mean, you may get interested in politics too.
Oh,
And both of you, for me, I honestly wasn't interested in politics until I got quite a bit older, and I owned my own pharmacy chain, 26 stores for 43 years, and towards the last 10 years, I was just upset because I wasn't my own boss. It was everybody else, and I felt like the government had let me down, especially the state and federal government had let me down. All the legislation was towards big insurance and big pharmaceutical companies, and not little guys like me. And I would come home mad every night. And my wife was the one that got me involved because she got tired of me complaining, and she said, "Why don't you just come home every night complaining about government? Why don't you do something about it?" And I thought, well, I don't know I don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden I thought, I think I'm going to run for office and see if I can make some changes. And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I won my job as a state rep and did that and worked with federal officials too.
Yeah. So you
and so-
always had a history of strong civic engagement.
Well, I did, and I did school board, and I did all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of things as our kids were growing up. But I do think it's important for people to be involved. So, where do you think? What's your opinion, Brett, about all the movement that's going to happen now that Charlie is gone? Do you see all kinds of things, positive things?
Yeah. I see a lot of positive things because they have more chapter charter requests than there is institutions of learning. So I think it's going to be great. I think it'll be great because I think that every school should have a Turning Point chapter. I think it's good to have those conservative and Christian values instilled in your life. It gives you the right way to live, especially the Christian values.
Well, and if a student or parents don't want their child to go
Right.
to your organization, to belong to your organization, they have so many different choices.
Exactly.
They don't have to go, do they?
Right.
Nobody's making them
No,
go.
they don't have to go if they don't want
So,
to.
but I do appreciate the fact that you now have hopefully a chapter in every school, high school, and then hopefully a lot of students will see the importance of that.
Right.
And I think that's how you change our country into something more positive.
Yeah.
Doing that.
I think that they thought that doing this would make us slow down or silence us, but in reality, it did not. It made everything speed up. It made us do more. I mean, more has happened in the past week and a half than they could have ever imagined. They thought everything would just stop.
Yeah.
They thought Turning Point would cease to exist, but it's not. It's only growing.
Yeah, I think maybe from what I can tell, the momentum is kind of like a rocket ship. It's just now took off, and and no one wants to let Charlie's down.
Right.
Nobody wants to let what he did in 31 years. You don't want to let him down, and I think that's amazing.
It wasn't just a personality, though. His message was it takes a moral and faithful people to live out freedom.
Yes.
And that's what the founders knew.
Yeah.
And that's why Benjamin Rush advocated for the Bible to be the book of literature in public schools. Congress actually authorized the publication of Bibles when we couldn't get them from England anymore. Publish your own. But the point is, freedom requires you to be responsible. And you have to have some kind of moral compass outside of yourself that everybody is accountable to, or you get tyrants, which is what we're seeing now.
Yes.
Right? So that was Charlie's message, that you can't separate freedom from morality and faith. And he was the best ambassador for Christ, saying, and this is the faith you should be choosing.
Yes.
Well, hey, John, so have you and Megan thought about, you guys have monthly meetings, right?
Weekly, actually.
Oh, weekly.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we actually moved to a bigger room. We
Okay.
used to be in Cecilif in like a small, 20-person room. Last Monday, we moved to Strong Hall, and we have like a 50, 60-person. It's a bigger room, so we're looking to keep building on that. And,
Do people just walk into the meeting and say, I want to know more?
we whenever we do tablings, we have email lists and have people sign up and follow us on social media, so we can get a good idea of how many people to expect. So I mean,
So is your group doubling too?
No. We went from 6 members last week,
Okay.
and now we have about 60.
60.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Well,
more than doubled.
Who
okay.
organized the vigil for Monday night?
That was Megan.
Okay.
I mean, she did about 90%, and then the rest of us just kind of, helped her out as much as we could. So that was mostly Megan.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, and hopefully it'll just keep growing. And I'm glad that school's doing that. when I went to SMS before it became Missouri State University. I don't know whether, John, it's that way today or not. And I don't usually like to say things negative, but I want to wake people up. Um, um, after I got through with SMS, I was on an athletic scholarship, tennis, and I was due pre-pharmacy. So I did pre-pharmacy for 2 years. Then I went to University of Missouri and got my pharmacy degree, and then I got my graduate degree at Southwest Baptist and master's in healthcare administration. But as an older person, I must have been around 45 or 50. I decided to go back to SMS and take a class on religions of the world. I don't know if you've ever taken anything like that or not.
I actually, that's one of the classes I was planning on taking. You have to have so many credits as for your gen ed, and that's one of the classes actually that.
Yeah, well, I think it's a very interesting. I mean, I know what my religion is. I know what my faith is. I know what I believe and everything like that. But I just wanted to take it for basic information to learn about other religions and just kind of be smarter about the whole thing. But what was interesting was that my daughter Mandy, who had 2 degrees from Missouri State, she said, "Dad, you can't take that class." And I thought she meant I was too old to go back to school. And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Well, Dad, that professor is the same professor I had in the very first class. He will tell the class that there is no God." And she said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I always sit on the front row, and I said I will stand up and look at the class and tell them that the instructor is wrong."
Right.
She said, "Well, Dad, when you do that, you're just getting ready to get into state politics, and you're going to be all over the newspaper, and I don't know if you want all that." And I said, "Well, I don't care. That guy is wrong."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And so I even told Cliff Smart, the president, I said, hey, I said, I respect you and I like you and I love the school. But I said, you can't have professors that say that to the students.
Yeah, I mean, how do you get so arrogant to, just
To impose like that?
yeah.
Well, and then so if you don't like his opinions, you're not going to get the grade that you want to get.
And that's the cudgel that the progressives in universities have used for several decades.
Yeah, and that's
We
just not,
can control your grades.
that's just not right.
Yeah.
That's just not right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about our sponsors, and we're going to go back and wrap up our show. We're going to give you guys the last word, but we have 2 great sponsors that make this show possible. The first one is Brad Pistow. He is a certified fiduciary financial planner located in Ozark, Missouri. His business is called Trinity Insurance and Financial Services. He's got a brand new name for his business, and it's just called Ozarks Retirement Group. Ozarks Retirement Group. They specialize in Medicare. They have a young lady that specializes in Medicare. Brad Pistow's son, Hunter, specializes in investments. I just dealt with him and gave him some money, and we bought some stock, and we bought some different things just recently. I use Brad Pistow. He is not just the best, I believe, in the state of Missouri. He's licensed in 22 states. He has associates in all 50 states. He is a contributor to Wall Street Journal, USA Today, business section, travels all over the country and speaks, has 2 best-selling retirement books, Safe Money Matters and Bulletproof, both #1 best-selling books on retirement, and located in Ozark, Missouri. Phone number. You can get those free books. They will give you information free. He doesn't charge to talk to him, and he has many, many clients. 417-581-9222. 417 581-9222. Brad was just on our show, and he's just a tremendous sponsor, tremendous person. The other sponsor that we have is Youngblood Motors. They're located in Ozark, Missouri. No, sorry. They used to be in Ozark. That's where I bought my last 2 Jeeps from them. But they are located now in Springfield, Missouri, and they sell Nissans and Kias. And I just bought on Labor Day a Kia SUV Sorrento from Youngblood Motors, Springfield, Kia. So I highly recommend
You finally
it.
bought it?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh,
I bought it. So I got a brand
He's
new
been
car.
threatening for months.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. Best deal that they have in the Springfield area, and highly recommend these guys. Their address: they've got Springfield Nissan, Springfield Kia on South Campbell, 3505, 3525 South Campbell. They're just right next to each other, and across the street on South Campbell is their used cars. They sell a lot of certified cars. Certified means that they've gone through many more inspection points. They cost a little bit more, but they're going to go down the road many more miles without having a problem. So I use these guys. I bought cars from these guys, and they're one of the oldest family owned. They've been in business almost 50 years and selling cars. So they're highly reputable, very good customer service, and we highly recommend this. Okay, so we're going to kind of run out of time. Brett, what do you want to tell people? Is there anything that you want to let people know about Turning Point? Anything that we need to let people know?
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk started Turning Point to influence young people and to get them involved and to get them to live the Christian and conservative values. What Turning Point's all about is it's getting people informed about what's actually happening, how the government's actually abusing their power, how they're overreaching and entangling themselves in our lives when they really shouldn't. Because Turning Point is for limited government. Limited government is what we want. We don't want government overreach in every single aspect of our lives. And what we also want to do is we want to glorify God. We want to reach the lost world. We're supposed to be the salt and the light of the world, and through Turning Point, that's what's happening. That's what we can do. And I think it's just important for everybody to know that if they need to be with like-minded Christian conservative individuals, Turning Point is a perfect place to go.
Yeah. Good government relies on good people,
Right.
faithful people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's very well said. And I remember when Charlie first started, I saw a picture, and he had a sign. He made a sign that says "Government sucks."
Prove me wrong.
and so, in many ways, you're right. I mean, look at that. We got $35 trillion in debt.
Right.
Us people, Republicans and Democrats, I blame both parties.
Right.
Over all this time, they're older people than you are. They have let us down. They let the younger generations down.
Right.
And we got all this debt. We should have never had debt. In my business, you have to balance your budget. Your family. When you're married, you have to have a balanced budget. Yeah. You cannot go into debt, okay? And government shouldn't have gone into debt. They don't. I mean, for years they didn't even have a balanced budget, and every business has to have a balanced budget. I don't understand. Government's the biggest business in the world, and you don't have a balanced budget.
Yeah, it's self-destructing.
So honestly, they let us down.
Right.
The government let us down. Charlie didn't say that our country was a terrible country. He just wants to improve it, make it improve. So what do you think?
Yeah, big government sucks. Yeah, we have these materials that we get from Turning Point for our tablings, and they have a thing on the website whenever we order them that says we have to, whenever we use them, tag them in the social media saying hashtag big government sucks. So
yeah.
Funny that you bring that up. But sorry.
I'd like to read the names of links where if people were interested in college or high school to start a club, they can go to tpusastudents.com/start-a-chapter. 3 words that are all crunched together, no spaces. tpusastudents.com/start-a-chapter. You can also support TPUSA's legacy. Keep those events coming, right? TPUSA.com/donate. Or if you'd like to support Erica and the kids, there is a website called Gives and Go. GIVE. Oh, Give Send Go. GIVSEND go.com/Kirk family.
Yeah.
So if you were looking for a way to help and didn't know how, those are links you can go to, and be generous.
Right.
Well, and I would just want to end this on the fact that I'm encouraging. We have people in all 50 states watching our show today, and we thank you for watching. But I would just encourage people to, just like we started out this morning, if you have something negative to say, or you want to say a judgmental a comment, I would just close your mouth, zip your mouth. That's what my mom used to say.
Argue with facts, but not with sneers.
That's right. I mean, honestly, we don't get anywhere.
Right.
And I respect you two young people, because we do not get anywhere when we want to argue and call people names and make negative comments. There's one person that's not here on earth right now, and it's going to judge us. But we're not to judge other people, and we're people that need to be kind and things like that. And I want to brag about Charlie too, just because I think this is really important. He was a Boy Scout, and I was a Boy Scout. He was an Eagle Scout, and I was an Eagle Scout. And I will tell you that in my group of 7 that became Eagle Scouts at Troop 212 a long, long time ago in Delaware School, Springfield, Missouri, we were Durward G. Hall, Congressman Durward G. Hall gave us our Eagle Awards over at Central High School. All 7 of us young boys became very successful. We've had a blessed life. Charlie had that background too. He really did. And so when I looked at some of the comments that Charlie had made in different speeches, the 12 Scout laws: trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, kind, cheerful, clean, brave, reverent, all those things. I just think about Charlie had some of those in several of his different speeches. And so just another tribute to Charlie. We're going to miss him, but I have a feeling that people like you, young people like you, are going to make a difference and continue the movement that Charlie started. And he was taken away from us way too early. But see, I think it was Jesus 32 when
33.
33. He was 33 when he was killed. And of course, that was part of God's plan. But still, yeah, that's early age. Think what he still could have done. But we're grateful for God's plan. But anyway, we appreciate you guys being here. For Mary and me, you can call us anytime you want to. I want to get involved. I'm gonna join the county group. I'm going to be involved with your group. We'll come and talk to your group. We'll help you fundraise. We'll do whatever we need to do, because we cannot let this moment die. The movement has got to continue. It's too important, because for me, my life's not going to be that much longer. But I got 6 grandkids, and I got 1 great grandson. And what about their lives?
Right.
And so we're always got to have a reason why we want to make our country better.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it's not just for us, it's for everybody else.
Right.
And so
The children yet unborn.
So anyway, hey, so we appreciate you watching today, and we'll be back. We'll be back next Wednesday. God bless everyone. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Say that again.